find us in Mind Your Health, Staying Well with RJ Keisha. And we are going to ask you, are you ready to self-heal? Are you ready to find some balance through acupressure points, through feeling better? You'll need to promise that there will be some consistency when you learn this art and those different points from none other than lovely Dr. Meghna Matange, who is a physiotherapist who has also learned acupressure, and she is constantly upping the kind of wellness tools that she sends out into the world. Ready? Well, I definitely am. And we have with us Dr. Meghna, somebody who I'm very excited to see in this space because she's constantly spreading wellness and making sure that your body feels as painless as it possibly can, because she's a physiotherapist. And today she's going to be telling us about different points in our body. Meghna, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us in Mind Your Health, Staying Well with RJ Keisha.
Thank you for having me, Keisha.
Well, you are somebody who has an entire array of wellness tools that you bring to the table. So I know physiotherapist, and you're also into acupressure, and there are so many other things. So tell us a little bit about that.
So when I trained as a physiotherapist, we were trained in the Western system of medicine. And you start realizing that even though it's effective, it does have certain limitations because very little of the mind and emotions are considered as a part of physical aches and pains. So that's when I started learning a little bit about acupuncture and acupressure, Bowen therapy. And as I started to learn more and more of these therapies, I realized that the link between the mind and body was supremely strong. And I don't know how we had ignored this whole thing for so long. So that's how I got involved in holistic systems of therapy. And I find that it works much better than just sticking to one line of therapy.
Well, that is amazing. So we're going to get straight to the point, literally, because you're going to be helping us with feeling better, right? And a lot of people right now have been feeling aches and pains in different part of their body, especially the mind, the headaches, the backache, the neck ache. So what can you do to help us?
So essentially, I'm going to show you a bunch of pressure points. They're really safe to use. I'm going to show you how to use them. The efficacy is excellent. They're easy to use. You can either give them to yourself. Some of the points might be a little difficult to reach. So if you have a partner or a family member or a friend to help you out with that, maybe you can take their help. Pressure points, in short, just help in balancing the body out. Okay. So whatever is excess will be dropped. Whatever your body needs, your body will ask for it. So while you are administering these pressure points, you need not worry about whether you are increasing something or decreasing something. The pressure points will do their job. All you need to do is just listen carefully to the technique and administer them. Pressure points basically, broadly, to just tell you how they work, they improve the blood supply. But blood in itself contains all the nutrients and all the building blocks that are required for self-healing. So in short, we are all self-healing, beings, but we just need to create an environment that's conducive for self-healing. Probably that's not what we are doing right now, and pressure points will just help you to achieve that. So it's all about coming back to balance.
I'm loving the words like self-healing and creating a balance, because that is exactly where we need to be at actually any point in our life. So
absolutely.
So when people are right now experiencing these aches and pains, a lot of people are doing their own homework. And so let's get to the pressure point for a headache.
So currently, I'm going to give you a broad idea about where these aches and pains are coming from, because you might have to choose from pressure points and decide which might work for you better. All might not be necessary. Okay, when you find the right pressure point, it works for you like magic. So you don't have to do 20 pressure points to get the desired result. First of all, the body is made up of Vata, Pitta and Kapha. Vata being the element of wind. So when that element goes really high, it is known to cause aches and pains, headaches and vertigo. So to bring that down, not only can you use these pressure points, but before you start giving pressure points, it's always good to clear your bowels. All right, Triphala is a well-known detoxifier and a laxative that you can use to clear your tummy. So probably better to take 1 teaspoon of Triphala For adults, that's a good dose. If you've never taken it before, half a teaspoon is good with warm water. That should help you to flush out all the toxins, and then you can start giving points the next day, so that you don't go into a massive healing crisis, because you will not know how to handle that, on your own at home. The first point that I'm showing you for a headache, as well as for vertigo, as well as for upper back and shoulder pain, is located here at the skull. So keep your thumbs at the earlobe level.
Okay.
And then just walk them behind till you reach the base of the skull. Okay. So you might have to walk your thumb slightly up, and you'll find like a notch near your skull. And that notch is particularly quite painful for most people. So maybe I can just turn around and show you. So that's where it's located. Just right here behind the ear. That one's typically quite painful with all kind of stress-related disorders. So it's a good one for headache. You just have to be careful with this point if you're giving it to somebody who already has vertigo, because this can slightly aggravate it. So if a person is already, their world is spinning, please don't make it spin more. Just avoid this point. I'll show you some other points that you can use for vertigo. If it's mild vertigo, you can use it. Now, the key here is all about pressure, pressure, pressure. So how much pressure do you give, right?
Right.
We use a scale. So 0 is no pain at all when you're pressing the point. 10 is horrible pain that you can't bear. On this scale, you have got to be somewhere on 2 on 10 or 3 on 10.
Oh,
It's
just
a
a bit
very
of-
safe.
wow.
Just because you're doing this treatment at home, so you don't want to flare the person up. 2 on 10, 3 on 10 is a very safe space to be. It might take a little bit longer for that pain to go, but at least you're not going to flare them up. Okay, so it's a very safe zone to be giving these points. So this is the first point. This point releases the vayu. Okay, it brings the vayu down. A pressure point is never just a pinpoint. It's always got a radius of, about a couple of centimeters. So just feel free to poke around. When you're giving pressure, there's no movement. So you're just going to press straight into it. So direction is as if I'm pointing it towards my eye. So that's the kind of direction that you want. All right. You're going to hold it for 15 seconds, give a gap of 10 seconds, and repeat total of 3 rounds. The second point is again for headache, for neck pain, for shoulder pain, and for upper back pain. We're really familiar with this point. This one is where the neck meets the shoulder.
Okay.
The bump that we feel over here, this one?
Yeah.
You all are familiar. Exactly. So about 3 or 4 finger widths from here is where you'll find that point. And you poke it straight down. So the direction is going down towards the feet or towards the spine. So it's a downward pressure for this one. Again, 2 or 3 on 10 pressure, and you will hold it for 15 seconds, and you can repeat 3 sets. Now, this point is related to acid or acidity also sometimes. So when you're giving this, if you feel like you're getting reflux, or if you feel very hot, or if you feel like you're getting a headache, or people who have acidity will know their stomach starts to kind of, rumble a little bit, stop. You don't have to complete 3 rounds. The moment this starts to happen, your body is telling you it's already started working on the points. You don't have to do more. Okay, so you can back off. You can do a single round, and that's fine too. The third point
You do both
is
sides?
you can do both sides. Yes. So if you have one-sided headache, and if you feel like the person is already in a lot of pain, it means their overall vitality, energy is down. The lesser, the better. Stick to only the side where they have pain. Conversely, you might have somebody who has a lot of headache or a lot of neck pain, and it's so tender on this side, they're not even letting you touch it. In that case, you can go to the other side and give a point as well, because our body, the meridians reflect on both sides. So you can work on the other side, and it will definitely give you some relief in pain. If a person has a lot of pain, even on the other side, you're not able to give points, then don't directly get into the painful zone. Maybe pick the other points that I'm telling you, or you can keep a roll of towel and then give pressure through it, and mild pressure, just that they're about the feeling that you're just, giving slight pressure, and even that will work beautifully. The lesser, the better. Then another point. Now, these are a set of points, okay? They are located in the upper back. So I'm going to turn around and try and show you. But essentially, they are points on either sides of your spine,
Okay.
on both sides. So sort of between the shoulder blade and the spine, mainly in the upper back. What you do is just use your thumbs to push. The person can lie down on their belly and just push. You know how we give a back rub? Like that. So just push and just walk your thumbs down till approximately the mid back. And typically these points are also quite painful when, with shoulder pain, neck pain, upper back pain. In fact, this is a very good one for opening up the shoulder for frozen shoulder or for rotator cuff, strains and tears. These are good points. You might find that the range of motion also, your movement improves dramatically after giving these points. But again, all of these points also go to the liver and the cardiac system and the respiratory system. So keep the pressure to a minimum so that you're only addressing the muscular system. The deeper you go, the further you are going to go into the organ system. So stick to a superficial level of 2 on 10 or 3 on 10 kind of pressure. So I'm just going to turn around, show you very quickly what I mean. So just here, in the upper back.
Yeah.
Between the spine and the shoulder blade, and again on both sides, left as well as the right side, just press and go down, walk your thumbs down.
And again, do it 3 times. Do you go back up?
No, so just one round going from top to bottom. So usually we are always trying to bring the vayu or the pit down. So typically always go from top to bottom. Very rarely when you want to activate the nervous system is when you kind of go in an upward direction. So preferable not to do that. Just always go from top to down. It's very calming, relaxing, drops everything down and allows the toxins to come out also. So you always go from, that's a good question. So top to down is the way you will go. Now the next one is specifically for shoulder. But for shoulder, you will repeat this entire thing and then do this last point, right? So this point is located here.
Okay. Yeah.
Exactly. So where the crease of the armpit ends at the back, just this entire area. And you'll find that people who have shoulder pain, it's quite sore and painful. Exactly. That's the point that you would press. So that point is pressing inwards. So you're going towards the body. It's neither up nor down. It's pressing into the shoulder. All right. If the person can get their arm to go across, yeah, that's a good one. So that is where you would press. If they can take their arm across their body, it's really good because it will help them to open up the shoulder quite a bit. If the arm is too painful, they're not able to do it, a good position is to put them into lying down, face down, and then just press this point. That's the most comfortable position. Or seated also is fine. You can, if they can't take their arm across, it's fine. They can have their arm by their side and you can still give this point and get very, very good results. A good point for the entire head, face, neck and shoulder and upper body, like a general point is this one. I think we're all kind of aware of this point. So it's where the crease between the thumb and the forefinger.
Yes.
Where the crease ends. Yeah. And then you just kind of give it pressure like that. So this is a general one. This is for headaches, sinus, eye problems, migraines, shoulder pain, neck pain, upper back pain, even for colon issues. You name it. And this problem is like, like a cure-all for everything. But just be gentle. You don't have to gouge this point out because just, it's like a cure for everything. Just stick to 15 seconds multiplied by 3. And that should sort you out. There's also a good point for immunity. So
you're saying don't pulse it. You've got to keep pressing.
No, sustained pressure. Exactly. Just hold the pressure and hold it for 15 counts. What you might find as you get better is that initially it would be painful at a particular depth. You would have to press at a particular depth to achieve 3 on 10 pain. As you get better, you will be able to go deeper and yet be stuck on 3 on 10 pain. And then you know that you're improving or that you're getting better. So that's one way to find out that you are improving. Apart from your symptoms, of course. I mean, if your symptoms reduce, then you definitely know that you're getting better. But this is another way of knowing that your meridians are coming back into balance. Every point that you give, because it's going to balance the body, it is going to throw out something that your body doesn't require. And it's going to ask something from you which the body doesn't have currently. So maybe extra sleep. You might feel very sleepy after taking these points, or you might feel famished, like you might feel really, really hungry. Your body might crave for a certain type of food perhaps after taking these points, and just follow your body. So for the next 48 hours after taking these points, just kind of go with the flow and see what your body wants. That's the best thing to do because then the body will be able to come back into, balance. If you are constipated and if you have not cleared your bowels properly, that is an absolute must. If you have a tendency to get constipated, please take Triphala maybe 2 days immediately after taking this therapy also, so that you're able to throw the toxins out. Typically, this is called a healing crisis and you want to be able to throw out only as much as your body can handle it. So this is something that I would just like to, throw out there, and drink plenty of water. You can never overemphasize that point, I think. So just make sure you're having enough water so that your body can throw the toxins out. One more thing, when you're taking these points, apart from a physical release, you might also find there's a mental and emotional release happening as well. So some points can bring up a lot of emotions. Just be mindful of it. Like for instance, this point, because it is an acid related point, might bring up a lot of anger. Exactly, that one. So the anger and irritation that you feel after taking points, just know that it's because you took therapy and you don't have to act on it. So just stay calm. Maybe journaling can help at that point of time, because it's definitely going to bring out a lot of stifled emotions. So maybe it's good to start writing down, journaling, see where it's coming from, because
Perfect.
eventually these points can, yeah, take you to the root of your problem,
And
and then you know where.
but is there a good
Yeah,
time during the day to take the points? Like maybe last thing in the night. So then you get into sleep. You drink your water and you get into sleep. So is there a good
well,
time during the day?
it depends when your energy level is the maximum. So a lot of people are really exhausted by the end of the day, and your immunity is really down that time. So probably not so good for those people. Then maybe they can start off their day early in the morning with these points. Some people feel like they are too rushed. So when you're taking these points, the client or the patient needs to really breathe. Don't hold your breath and stay with it that time. It will be painful, but just breathe in, breathe out, and let go. Breathe in, breathe out, and let go. Now, if this is happening for somebody who has a whole lot of jobs stacked up for their day and they're just not able to focus on breathing in, breathing out, best to do it at the end of the day when they can do it peacefully. So it's a matter of convenience. Either ways, the point will work. So it doesn't matter. Whatever time of the day is absolutely fine.
Thank you so much, Dr. Meghna. You're making
You're
sure
welcome.
each one of us who watches you today is going to be minding our health really well. Mind your health, staying well with RJ Keisha. Well, general wellness is where I'm at, and I'm hoping you are watching the end of our episode together and also the end of our season. Actually, this is episode 20, and if you want to learn and revise or repeat those points and all the different important tips that Dr. Meghna shared with us, I suggest you rewatch this episode of Mind Your Health, Staying Well with RJ Keisha, and of course, like, subscribe, press that bell button. We want to hear what you have to say about our episodes, about this space that we have created together. So keep practicing while I get ready with our next season. It's coming just around the corner.